Your home defense setup has a fatal flaw. I don't care if your grandfather kept a shotgun by the back door. I don't care if you read every forum thread on the internet. The most popular home defense calibers in America each have one specific weakness that can get you or someone you love killed. Except one. Here's the scenario. Your door just came off the hinges. You've got hallways, walls, family members in adjacent rooms, and a threat you can't fully see yet. Maybe there's one intruder. Maybe there are three. Maybe the person you love most is standing directly behind that threat. One caliber has to handle all of it. Most of the options out there can handle two of those problems. The question is, which one doesn't fall apart on the third? I rank the top 6 home defense calibers in America. I'm eliminating them one by one using a single test. Where does each one break down when your life actually depends on it? Opinions fly freely, yet in the end, we have data to help us make the call as to which caliber's most practical for home defense. Let's go! Number 6, 45 ACP. The 45 ACP's been defending American homes for over 100 years, and its reputation is built on something real. When John Browning designed this cartridge for the 1911 and 1905, he understood one principle above everything else. A big, slow bullet dumps its energy fast. A 230-grain projectile moving at around 830 feet per second doesn't need to fragment or expand to do damage. The hole it makes is already substantial. The 45 ACP delivers roughly 60% more muzzle energy than a 9mm in terms of raw caliber comparison, and its larger diameter creates a wound channel that commands respect. For a long time, this was the gold standard. Law enforcement carried it, special operations units trusted it, and a 1911 loaded with 45 hollow point sitting in a bedside safe is still a serious piece of hardware. So what's the fatal flaw? Two things, and they're connected. A typical 45 ACP 1911 holds 8+1 rounds versus 17+1 for a standard double-stacked 9mm pistol. In a home invasion where multiple threats are possible, that difference is not academic, it's the difference between having rounds left and running dry. The second problem is recoil. The 45 ACP's higher recoil can make it harder to handle for some users, especially in high-stress situations where fine motor skills deteriorate. And if another member of your household needs to use that gun, your spouse, a teenager, an elderly parent, the 45 ACP becomes a liability, not an asset. A gun that only one person in the house can run confidently is only half a home defense plan. That's why it sits at 6. Number 5, 300 Blackout. Now here's the caliber that generates the most excitement in home defense conversations right now, and for understandable reasons. The 300 BLK's signature capability is its dual-mode ammunition. It's available as both a supersonic round with bullet weights and velocity similar to 7.62 by 39mm and a subsonic round with bullet weights around 200 grains that perform similarly to 45 ACP. The subsonic loads paired with a suppressor produce something genuinely remarkable. The suppressed subsonic setup can be hearing safe even without ear protection, which is significant when you don't want to deafen yourself or wake up the whole neighborhood during a defensive encounter. So why isn't it number 1? Two fatal flaws that compound each other. First, overpenetration. The 300 BLK penetrates walls with ease. A single round may wind up several rooms over. Second, cost and availability. 300 Blackout typically costs 50 to 100% more than 5.56, with standard loads running 80 cents to $1.20 per round, and subsonic loads running even higher. At those prices, most people aren't practicing with their home defense rifle. For most American homeowners, the cost of entry makes it a specialty tool dressed up as an everyday answer. Number 4, 357 Magnum. If stopping power is the religion of home defense, the 357 Magnum is scripture. Developed in 1934 specifically to punch through car bodies and stop threats cold, this round produces a muzzle velocity of around 1,400 feet per second from a full-size revolver barrel. It is, by raw terminal ballistics, one of the most devastating handgun rounds ever produced. A 125-grain hollow point out of a 4-inch barrel hits like a freight train. Law enforcement carried this round for decades, for good reason. The platform is also nearly foolproof. A revolver doesn't jam, there's no slide to rack, no safety to disengage in the dark, no magazine to seat under stress. Point and pull. It either fires or it doesn't. Here's where it breaks. 6 rounds. That's what most revolvers give you. 6 shots to resolve a situation that might involve multiple attackers, missed shots under stress because everybody misses under stress, and the chaos of 2 a.m. adrenaline. And when those 6 rounds are gone, you're reloading 1 cartridge at a time in the dark while your hands are shaking. The .357 Magnum also produces significant muzzle blast and concussive noise indoors. We're talking potential immediate hearing damage without protection you'll never have time to put on. The round is devastating in the field. Inside a 900 square foot apartment at midnight, that devastation becomes a serious liability. Outstanding caliber, wrong environment. Number 3, 12 gauge. The 12 gauge shotgun is the most psychologically intimidating home defense weapon ever made, and that matters. The sound of a pump racking in a dark hallway has reportedly ended home invasions before a single shot was fired. Load it with double-aught buckshot and you're launching 9 .33 caliber pellets downrange with every trigger pull. The terminal effect at home defense distances is genuinely catastrophic for anything it connects with. The 12 gauge packs serious firepower, enjoys strong support from the ammunition industry, and is available just about everywhere. This is a platform that has protected American homes for over a century, and it does so with an authority that no handgun round can match. So what's the fatal flaw? 3 of them, actually. Shotguns, especially 12-gauge models, have significant recoil, which can be challenging for some shooters. That recoil is manageable for a trained adult shooter on a square range in daylight. At 2 a.m., barefoot, heart hammering with a child down the hall, it becomes a real problem for a significant percentage of the people who own them. Second, 12-gauge double-aught buckshot penetrates approximately 10 to 12 layers of drywall, far more than most handgun rounds. Every pellet that misses or passes through a threat keeps moving toward whoever's in the next room. Third, maneuverability. While shorter barrel lengths make shotguns easier to maneuver in tight spaces such as hallways and rooms, their overall length and weight can still be cumbersome. Clearing a corner or moving through a doorway with a long gun while under extreme stress is a skill that takes dedicated training to develop. The 12 gauge is a force multiplier for a trained shooter. For the average American homeowner who shoots twice a year, it's a liability waiting to reveal itself. Number 2, 5.56 NATO. This is where the debate gets interesting because the 5.56 AR-15 platform challenges almost every assumption people bring to home defense. SWAT and tactical units increasingly use 5.56 AR-15 carbines for entries because of superior accuracy, capacity, and, with proper ammunition, reduced overpenetration risk versus handgun rounds. That last point surprises most people. A 5.56 fragmenting round, loaded correctly, can actually penetrate fewer interior walls than double-aught buckshot or a 9mm hollow point that fails to expand. The capacity advantage is real. A standard AR-15 magazine holds 30 rounds. The platform is flat shooting, easy to control, lights up quickly with a quality optic, and is extraordinarily accurate at home defense distances. If you have the space, the training, and a property with standoff distance to worry about, the 5.56 AR platform is a legitimate choice. Here's the fatal flaw. Everything that makes it excel on the good days creates problems on the bad ones. In apartments and townhouses, shared walls create serious overpenetration liability. The fragmenting ammunition that reduces wall penetration is expensive and must be selected specifically. Green tip or FMJ out of an AR-15 will punch through walls all day long. A 16-inch barreled rifle is difficult to maneuver through interior doorways under stress, and the social and legal reality of home defense matters. In a post-incident investigation, an AR-15 invites scrutiny that a handgun simply doesn't. That's not fair, but it's true. The 5.56 is a phenomenal tool in the right hands and the right home. For most Americans living in most housing situations, it introduces more problems than it solves. Number 1, 9mm. Every caliber on this list has a flaw that disqualifies it for a large portion of American homeowners. The 45 ACP runs low on capacity and punishes secondary users. The .357 Magnum gives you 6 shots and devastating indoor noise. The 12 gauge beats you up and sends buckshot through walls. The .556 is a precision tool that demands precision housing and precision ammunition. The 9mm doesn't have a disqualifying weakness. That's why it's number 1. Not because it's the best at any single thing, but because it never completely fails you. Here's what the data actually says. The FBI's 2014 ballistics study concluded that modern 9mm defensive ammunition performs comparably to .45 ACP in terminal effectiveness, closing a gap that gun culture spent decades treating as settled fact. Loads like Federal HST and Speer Gold Dot expand reliably and still penetrate 14 to 16 inches in gel, even after passing through barrier materials. That meets the FBI's 12 to 18-inch standard, the same standard the agencies protecting you are using to select their own duty ammunition. The capacity advantage is real, and it's significant. A Glock 17 holds 17 plus 1 rounds of 9mm versus 8 plus 1 for a typical .45 ACP 1911. And that difference is significant if more than one threat is involved. More rounds on tap means more margin for the missed shots that happen to everyone under stress. Modern 9mm defensive loads rival larger calibers in stopping power while providing lighter recoil for faster, more accurate follow-up shots. That lighter recoil isn't just a comfort metric, it means the other adult in your household can run the platform. It means you can train with it regularly without developing a flinch. It means your accuracy holds up under stress, not just on a calm Saturday afternoon at the range. The 9mm also works across every platform style: compact, full-size, subcompact, pistol caliber carbine. Whatever your home layout, whatever your physical build, whatever your family's training level, there's a 9mm platform that fits. The .45 ACP asks you to sacrifice capacity. The 12 gauge asks you to sacrifice maneuverability and recoil control. The .556 asks you to sacrifice ease of use and wall safety. The 9mm, loaded with quality hollow point ammunition from Federal, Speer, or Hornady, asks you to sacrifice nothing. That's why it's the only caliber you need for home defense in America. That's the list: 5 calibers, 4 fatal flaws, and 1 round that survives them all. Now I want to hear from you. What's sitting in your bedside safe right now, and why? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. If this breakdown made you think differently about your setup, hit the like button. It takes 2 seconds, and it helps this reach the people who need it. And if you're not subscribed yet, fix that. The next one covers the exact ammunition you should be running in that 9mm. Stay safe. I'll see you in the next one.